Yes, Mr. Shamik.
Virat, good evening.
Hello.
Virat, Ajinkya has said he did his job in Australia. Now you are back and you are the captain, and he will be very happy to take a back seat. I mean, just wanted to ask how exactly it works between you and Ajinkya as captain and vice captain, because people say a lot of things from outside, and you must have heard that. But on the field and in the dressing room, if you please can give us a bit how it works.
Well, yeah, things are very different from the outside compared to what happens inside the change room. The fact that Jinx mentioned what he mentioned is because not just between me and him, but between the whole team, the camaraderie and the relationship is based on trust, and very well knowing that all of us are working towards only one goal, which is to make India win. And I would like to mention that he fulfilled his responsibility in Australia with flying colors, and it was amazing to see how he led the team towards victory, which has always been our goal. Between me and Jinx, we've always enjoyed batting with each other. It's quite evident on the field. We enjoy each other's company, and it's just a mutual respect, bonding, which is more than on the cricket field. We do chat off it as well. We stay in touch, and yeah, it's just based on trust, and hence Jinx said what he said. Between me and him on the field, he's always been someone who's always and always had the capability and the space and the capacity to come and give in his inputs at different stages of the game. And we do have discussions on the field as to where the game is heading. I do go and discuss a lot of things with him to get more clarity, a different perspective, other than me focusing on the team plans. That's how we work together, and that is a massive reason for the success of the Indian cricket team in the Test format. And that partnership, that camaraderie, will continue to be the same as it has been. And the mindset for me, for him, for the whole team remains to take Indian cricket forward and lead the Indian cricket team towards victories, and it will continue in the same manner.
Yes, Neeru Bhatia and Kushan Sarkar. Before Neeru ji, you go ahead. Once you ask your question, please mute yourself.
Okay. Hi, Virat. This question actually has come up a bit too early, but I wanted to ask you, how have you managed to keep the confidence up, or keep the faith of young players like Kuldeep Yadav, who've not been able to get a chance to play for the last 2 years, a test match. They can easily feel disheartened. But how have you managed to handle somebody like, let's say, a Kuldeep Yadav?
Look, it's a delicate balance that you need to have in terms of understanding what the team goals are, at the same time communicating accordingly to individuals as to where their games stand, what we are looking to do as a team, what are the team's plans, and where do they feature in the team's plans. And yeah, someone like Kuldeep has not had much of game time in the longest format for a while now, and that's I mean, you can count 2 years, but 2020 we literally played no cricket for so long. So it's not actually that long a gap. New Zealand, the conditions were obviously not suited for playing, 3 spinners, and something that he understood as an individual. But now that the home season starts, he will be in the scheme of things. He will be in the team's plans. But yeah, you're right. To keep guys motivated, you need to understand that you need to give them goals. There's something or the other to work towards all the time when you're part of the Indian cricket team. And we are striving for excellence on a daily basis. Kuldeep is someone who's got a lot of skill. He understands that there were areas in his game that he had to work on, which he's worked on beautifully in Australia. I see him fitter. I see his bowling much more improved than it was before. He's adding to his skill sets as well. So yeah, look, it's about giving people goals, and these guys are young, so they understand that once the opportunity arises and they start capitalizing on these opportunities at a consistent basis, then the careers are very long, and these are the people who are going to take Indian cricket forward in the future years to come. And it's very important we keep them motivated with the group, give them goals to take their game to the next level, because in turn these are the people, as I said, who are going to take the team forward in future.
Yes, Kushan Sarkar.
Virat, hi. My question is about, I guess you have had a look at the
track? And I'm not asking about the combination, but give us a feel like what's working on your mind, looking at the pitch and the conditions, specifically vis-a-vis the bowling combination.
Well, bowling combination obviously will try to give us as many options as possible, along with guys having the ability to contribute with the bat. That's been the pattern for success for us in home conditions over the last few years, and that continues to be the case this time around as well. The pitch is a normal Chepauk pitch. Quite a nice batting track with spinners getting assistance eventually in the game. But the track is good enough for the fast bowlers to stay in the game also. So it's generally a good cricketing wicket. Something that we saw in the last series that we played against England. The pitches were quite good, and they were good for cricket overall. And the matches were not won inside 2 days or 3 days. They went the distance most of the times, and it was a hard grind, but something that we as a team enjoy doing, and an example of which you saw in Australia recently as well. So, the combination that we have played in the past where guys can bowl and bat as well is something that's going to be at the forefront of our plans.
Vivek Krishan followed by Deepak Raghav.
Hello, Virat.
Hi.
Yeah, Virat, what did you make of Rishabh Pant's impact in Australia? And also, like earlier, we have seen that the wicket-keeping slot has been rotated in India and overseas. Could you give us a sense of, will Rishabh be taking the gloves tomorrow, and will he be a permanent fixture in the time to come?
Yes, Rishabh will start. Rishabh will take the gloves tomorrow, and he's had impact performances in Australia recently, and he's in a good space, and we want him to build on this. Along with him improving all aspects of his game, which will happen with more game time and the more confidence he gains playing those games. That's how we look at Rishabh. He's come along very nicely after the IPL. He came to Australia. He wasn't a part of the white ball formats, but he kept working hard on his fitness, on his game. And he realized the importance of putting in that work, and he got the results eventually, which all of us were very happy to see. Because he's someone that we have backed quite a lot, and for good reason, because of what you saw in Australia is something that he can do with the bat, and that brings in a lot of value to this team, and he will continue to be backed because he's an impact player, and along with his hard work, he can definitely be a very, very consistent match winner for India, and someone that the opposition would definitely be wary of every time they play against India.
Yes, Deepak.
Hi, Virat. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi.
Virat, can you just give us some insight into the reason Akshar was picked ahead of Shahbaz? Shahbaz played the last home test against South Africa. Is it just specific to his bowling that he brings in terms of the variety in bowling compared to Shahbaz, or is it something to do with the batting aspect of it, like replacement for Jadeja?
Yeah, the reason was basically to have someone very similar to Jadeja's skill sets or what they provide to the team, which Akshar brings in all three departments of the game. So yeah, that was the reason behind picking him, because as I mentioned before, that falls directly into our plans. If you remember last time when Nadeem played, Jadeja was playing as well. So that makes a difference, and because Jaddu was not available, then Akshar was preferred because he brings in the same kind of disciplines on the field.
Yeah, Faisal Kamal.
Yeah, hi Virat, nice
Hi.
to have you back. Well Virat, you've had a break, but how is the team coping with the bubble life? And what's your pep talk to the players, ahead of a big series, England, and really, you've won, of course, in Australia, but what's the pep talk you've given them?
Well, look, there's no need of a pep talk at all stages throughout the season. I think the team is really in a good space. Everyone's really motivated to do well and continue the good work that was executed in Australia. If you look at our journey in the last couple of years, apart from New Zealand, where we're probably not into the contest at all in those two tests, I think as a test side, we've been playing really, really good cricket, especially away from home. At home, we've been dominant like we have been before, but away from home is something that we've taken a lot of pride in competing, and we've been in all the test matches that we played, right, starting from the England tour to South Africa, to the last series in Australia and this time around as well. New Zealand being the only difference in that whole season for us. So the motivation is to keep continuing to do that work, keep continuing to put in the hard work, understand why we got the results, and not get too carried away by the emotion of or the excitement of it all, which the guys understand beautifully. The chat on day one by the whole team themselves was to move on, focus on the next game, because international cricket's happening so quickly nowadays, and there's game after game and series after series, which you need to reset, refocus, and get into it straight away. And everyone's really keen to step onto the field again because everyone's playing well. The team's gelling really well at the moment. There's great energy in the group, and something that we all are looking forward to be a part of starting tomorrow.
Yes. Abhishek Paul. Abhishek Paul and Rika Roy. Abhishek, are you there? Okay, Rika Roy.
Hello.
Okay, Abhishek, go ahead.
Yeah. Virat, tomorrow, Jasprit Bumrah is expected to make his home debut in tests. Then on the other side, we have paces like Jofra Archer, James Anderson, Stuart Broad. So how do you see this pace battle, on a spinning track, batting track, on Indian soil?
Well, the last time around when we played England at home, we outbowled their paces, which was, if you ask me, the very beginning of the dominance of this fast bowling group. Obviously, Shami and Umesh are not there, but I think Jassi is someone who will be very keen to start off at home in our own conditions as well, because he understands these pitches very well, and his skill sets will be very, very handy on this pitch. Along with guys like Ishant, Siraj, all of them bowling so well. It's exciting to know that you have so many options and people who are bowling really, really well at the top of their games, and something that as a captain you're very, very pleased to see, and very excited for them to start off in this series very strongly against England tomorrow.
We'll take one more question in English from Indian media before moving to UK press. Venkat Krishna.
Can I
Rika
ask
was
the
left.
question?
Yeah, Rika. Sorry,
Can I
Rika.
ask my-
Yes.
Hi, yes.
Virat, hi, congratulations on fatherhood.
Thank you.
I know there's been a lot of talk on cricket. I'll have to ask you this question on your tweet and of your colleagues talking about farm protests. Are farmers finding a place in your conversations?
Well, any issue that is present in the country, we do discuss, we do talk about it, and everyone has expressed what they had to about the issue, and that's about it. We briefly spoke about it in the team meeting as well, and then we carried on discussing the team plans and the game plans for tomorrow.
Venkat.
Virat, off late, you haven't had the chance to play the same set of openers in 3 tests consecutively. Considering how good Shubman Gill and Rohit have performed in Australia in the last 2 tests, do you think this 5 test provides you the opportunity to continue to give them a long rope and see how they proceed?
Yeah, definitely. We are looking forward for them to play all tests and give us good starts like they did in Australia. And something, if you look at the test that we won, was the reason behind us, being in very strong positions because of the kind of starts we got. So that's in Test cricket. That's a very, very important factor, and Rohit and Shubman both provided us with that. And we are looking forward to more of that from them in this series to put us into strong positions. So yeah, we are definitely looking forward to good starts from them in all the test matches that we play at home.
Yes. Dean Wilson.
Yeah, hi Virat. Welcome back. I know that a lot of store is often put in the first test of a big series to get off to a good start, but we've seen that when you last lost a test series in India, England actually lost that first test and came back, and then we've just seen in Australia that you lost the first test and came back. So are you actually kind of wary of how England might progress through the series and that it's a kind of marathon, not a sprint?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean we lose the first test at all. We definitely play to win and start off on the right note. Look, I wouldn't say in 2012 there was complacency on our part. I think it was England that played better cricket and came back strongly into the series. And similarly, the case with us in Australia recently as well. I don't think Australia let up as much as we were determined to come back into the series, which overpowered their plans or their determination. So I think to win any cricket series or test series in today's cricket, where it's so fast-paced and things change so rapidly, it's important to stay ahead in the game. And once you move ahead in the series, that it's important to understand that you need to continue to do the good work and not take the foot off the pedal.
Simon Burton. You there, Simon? No.
Can I ask my question?
Go ahead.
Hi Virat, this is Vedant from
Hi.
Sports Tiger.
Yep.
Firstly, many congratulations on becoming father.
Thank you.
Second of all, we know that New Zealand has already qualified for the World Test Championship, and it's very important for India to win at least 2 games to make it to the World Test Championship finals. Do you think that adds a little more pressure on the team?
Not really. In this Australia series, we didn't speak about winning because of the World Test Championship. I think it's a byproduct of you doing well as a team anyway. So there's no point adding extra pressure as a team. For us, it remains a game of cricket, one at a time, one session at a time, 1 hour at a time, and that's how the success is achieved in the longest format of the game. Maybe in New Zealand we did discuss it a bit, and that could have added extra pressure on us to do everything so precisely, and we ended up being under pressure a little bit. But from Australia onwards, it was all about following a good process, preparing well, going out there and just understanding the situation and making sure that we play according to the situation. So no point thinking about something that's still months away. It's important to stay in the present and take one session, as I said, one day at a time in a test match and move forward from there.
Yes. Meha Bharadwaj.
Hi Virat, congratulations.
Hi, thank you. Thank you.
Nice to see you back. My question is that you had to come back, of course, for Anushka's, for your baby. But on the other side, you saw what was happening in Australia. Can you just take us through the emotions that you were feeling? Because on one side, you have this incredible moment, right, in your life. But then on the other side, you're missing an epic series, an epic moment in your professional life. Can you just take us through what was going on in your mind at that moment?
Well, firstly, I don't think the two can be compared. To me, becoming a father has been and will remain the greatest moment in my life, in both our lives. And that is something that has to be experienced to understand what I'm saying. Secondly, the connection to the team does not go away in any situation, especially when you have given everything for the team, especially the test side for the last 6 years, on a daily basis, being motivated to take test cricket on top, take Indian cricket on top. And the whole group has put in so much effort, and you're connected invariably. And I was watching all the games. Even before, the Sydney test, I clearly remember, the last test, I clearly remember when Shardul and Washington were going through a partnership. I was watching it on my phone, just before we had to go in when the doctor called us. So that's how connected you are to the team, and that's how much you are looking forward to the guys doing well. And I was so happy and proud to see the whole team come back in the series like we did, and everyone deserves all the credit for what they did in Australia. I won't even say what happened, because it was purely out of determination, grit and belief that they achieved what they ended up achieving. And that is something that's going to remain in the hearts and minds of Indian cricket fans forever. Whether I was a part of it or not, to me, that doesn't matter as much as what it matters for the Indian cricket team and the whole country. So I was very proud, very happy for all the boys, but I came back for a moment that, as I said, is and will be the most special in our lives forever.
We'll take the final question. Yeah, thank you. We'll take the final question in English and then 2 in Hindi, and we'll wrap it up. Rory Dolan from Press Association.
Hello, Virat. I just wonder if you could tell us a little bit about your thoughts on Joe Root, your opposite number, on the occasion of his 100th Test match, and also whether you really subscribe to this idea of the Big Four that we hear about, and after Sri Lanka, whether you think Joe is still in that Big Four.
Well, firstly, a big congratulations to Joe. Playing 100 tests is no small achievement, and he can be very proud of being in this journey and still continuing to do so. He's got many years of cricket still left, so a huge congratulations on that. Joe, I have good memories of watching Joe come onto the international scene. Probably got off to a head start compared to all the other three in that group of four that you mentioned, and someone that has really come out of England and become that face of England's batting over the years. Yeah, look, the talk of Big Four and all that, I think all that is created by the media. You understand that as international cricketers, you understand impact players when you see them, and Joe's been one of them for a while now. And as opposition, you always try and disrupt the opposition's batting plans, and Joe is always, when we play England, is that vital wicket that we look to get early on in the innings. And that's a compliment to his game, to the longevity, to consistency over so many years. He's got a great game, understands situations really well, and keen understanding of the game. We have spoken a bit more in the last couple of series that we played than we have in the past. And yeah, hopefully in the future we can sit down and have a nice long chat about how the journeys have gone on and playing against each other for so many years. But I'm happy for him. I'm really pleased to see that he's played 100 tests and many more to come. So big congratulations to him.
We're done with questions in English now. A couple of questions in Hindi. Sanjeev Kumar, and final one with Sunandan sir.
Hi Virat, मैं संजीव. विराट, पिछले सीरीज की भी चर्चा हो रही है, साथ साथ इस सीरीज की भी चर्चा हो रही है. एक ऐसा आम धारणा है कि बेशक वहां टीम ने जीत दर्ज की, आप नहीं थे, लेकिन जिस तरह से उन्होंने जज्बा दिखाया फाइट करने का, मतलब शरीर पे गेंद भी खाएंगे लेकिन हार नहीं मानेंगे, तो ऐसी चर्चा होती है कि इसमें आपका भी बहुत बड़ा रोल है, आपका और कोच रवि शास्त्री का. भले आप वहां नहीं थे, लेकिन ये जज्बा आपने भरा. एक सौरव गांगुली का दौर था जब उन्होंने अलग ढंग का माइंडसेट दिया टीम को, फिर ये आपका दौर आया है जब आप भी उस तरह का जो एक एक इंच के लिए लड़ने वाली बात है, तो इस पर आप क्या कहेंगे? और दूसरा,
संजीव जी will take one question. Sanjeev ji will take one question, please.
इसी से जुड़ा हुआ है.
Sanjeev ji, we have many people here. Please keep, if you keep your question, if you keep your question short, we will have more people here and more people can ask the questions, please.
अच्छा, मैं करूँ आंसर? हेलो
जी.
अच्छा, नहीं, मैं बस इसमें यही कह रहा था कि ये सीरीज क्या आप समझ रहे हैं कि उतनी टफ सीरीज होगी ऑस्ट्रेलिया जैसी, या उससे ज्यादा टफ होगी ये सीरीज? मैं ये कह रहा हूँ.
अच्छा, आपके पहले सवाल का जवाब सर, बेसिकली जो हमारी टीम की आइडेंटिटी है वो हमने बहुत सालों से क्रिएट करी है. जब से 2014 में मैंने पहली बार टेस्ट कैप्टनसी करी, और तब से हमने एक चीज़ डिसाइड करी थी कि जहां हमें चांस मिलेगा हम जीत के लिए जाएंगे, और ड्रॉ हमारा लास्ट ऑप्शन रहेगा जब हमारे पास जीतने का चांस नहीं बचता. तो हमने ज़रूर इस चीज़ पे परसिस्ट किया है, डे इन डे आउट, सीरीज़ बाय सीरीज़, हर मैच में, हर सिचुएशन में, कि हम जीत कैसे सकते हैं, हम कहाँ से जीत निकाल सकते हैं. और उस पर डटे रहना, प्लान बनाना एक चीज़ है, लेकिन डटे रहने के लिए सबका कंट्रीब्यूशन बहुत ज़रूरी होता है. और क्रेडिट मैं पूरी टीम को भी देना चाहूँगा, क्योंकि सब लोगों ने इस आइडिया को समझा, उसको ऑन बोर्ड लिया और उसकी तरफ काम किया. और हमको उसके रिजल्ट्स जब दिखने शुरू हुए तो हमें समझ आ गया कि ये हमारा खेलने का तरीका है. हम अपने ओवरसीज़ अगर टूर्स देखें, जैसे मैंने इंग्लैंड टूर की बात करी, साउथ अफ्रीका टूर की बात करी, न्यूजीलैंड को छोड़कर, तो हम समझते हैं, हम हमेशा बहुत 1.5-2 साल तक हम बोलते रहे कि हमें पता है हम 40-45 मिनट में टेस्ट मैच हारे हैं, ना कि हमको डोमिनेट किया गया हर टेस्ट मैच में जब हम घर से दूर खेले. तो जब उसका रिजल्ट हमें पिछली ऑस्ट्रेलिया सीरीज़ और इस ऑस्ट्रेलिया सीरीज़ में दिखा, तो हमें और बिलीफ बढ़ा कि नहीं, हम सही रास्ते पे थे और हमें एज अ टीम हमेशा पता था कि हम सही रास्ते पे जा रहे हैं। लेकिन जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में हुआ अभी, स्पेशली यंगस्टर्स का ऐसे आके परफॉर्म करना, मेरे हिसाब से ये सबसे ज़्यादा स्पेशल विन है हमारी टीम के लिए, क्योंकि इतना हमारे पास एक्सपीरियंस नहीं था और उन लोगों ने आके जो इम्पैक्ट परफॉर्मेंसेस दी हैं वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ माइंडसेट की वजह से हो सकता है। जो उन्होंने डिसाइड किया कि हम जाएंगे और हम जीतने के लिए खेलेंगे, और हमें जीत मिली रिगार्डलेस ऑफ आप किसके सामने खेल रहे हैं, उन्होंने कितने टेस्ट मैच खेले हैं, आपने कितने खेले हैं, वो सब पिक्चर से बाहर चला जाता है। सिर्फ आपका फोकस जीत पे रहता है और हमें उसका रिजल्ट देखने मिला। और जहाँ तक इस सीरीज़ का सवाल है, हम लोग इस सीरीज़ को बिल्कुल भी ये नहीं समझेंगे कि पिछली सीरीज़ से ज़्यादा आसान होगी। जब आप जीतते हैं, आप टॉप टीम बनते हैं दुनिया में, तो आपके चैलेंजेस और बड़े होते जाते हैं और आपको अपनी गेम और ऊपर लेके जानी होती है। वही लॉन्जेविटी, वही कंसिस्टेंसी और सक्सेस का सीक्रेट है इस लेवल पे खेलने के लिए। तो हम लोग उतनी ही डिटर्मिनेशन, उतना ही बिलीफ, उतनी ही इंटेंसिटी से खेलेंगे जो हम ऑस्ट्रेलिया में खेले, और कोशिश करेंगे कि हमारे वही प्लान्स एग्जीक्यूट हों और उसी हम बिलीफ और डिटर्मिनेशन के साथ खेलें।
फाइनल क्वेश्चन सुनंदन सर।
भाई मेरे कैसे हो?
हाँ, गुड सर।
आरंभ बहुत अच्छा था, लेकिन 3 टेस्ट मैच, वो भी ऑस्ट्रेलिया के खिलाफ, क्रिकेट से दूर रहना विराट कोहली के लिए मुश्किल। के लिए दूरी से प्यार बढ़ता है, वो क्रिकेट के लिए प्यार बढ़ा है, क्योंकि सीरीज भी इंडिया में हो रही है बहुत सालों, बहुत दिनों के बाद। कितना एक्साइटेड हो, इतना भी मैच्योरिटी मत दिखाओ यार।
सर, क्रिकेट से कभी प्यार जा नहीं सकता है, और लेकिन जो जैसे मैंने बोला, जो मोमेंट मैंने एक्सपीरियंस किया वो अलग तरीके का प्यार है, वो मैं डिस्क्राइब नहीं कर सकता हूँ। लेकिन क्रिकेट से प्यार कभी नहीं जा सकता है। और जैसे मैंने बोला, अगर आप वहाँ हैं या नहीं हैं, आप हमेशा टीम से जुड़े रहते हैं, हमेशा कनेक्टेड रहते हैं, तो मोटिवेशन कभी भी ना तो पहले बदली है ना अभी बदलेगी। कमिटमेंट टीम की तरफ ना पहले बदली है ना अभी बदलेगी, और गेम की तरफ प्यार भी जो पहले था वो भी अभी है। तो मेरी नज़र में ऐसा कुछ ड्रास्टिकली ना तो पहले बदला था और ना अभी कुछ बदलेगा। जैसे मैं अपनी क्रिकेट एंजॉय करते आया हूँ फील्ड पे, टीम को जिताना, इंडियन क्रिकेट को आगे लेके जाना, यही मेरा पैशन रहा है पहले दिन से, और यही रहेगा जब तक मैं आखिरी दिन तक खेलूँगा इस टीम के लिए। क्योंकि उससे बड़ी जिम्मेदारी, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी, अपॉर्चुनिटी और ब्लेसिंग कोई नहीं हो सकती एज अ स्पोर्ट्समैन, कि आपको ये मौका है कि आप अपने क्रिकेट कल्चर को और अपनी टीम को हर मैच, हर सीरीज़ में आपको आगे ले जाने का मौका मिलता है। तो मैं उसके लिए बहुत ग्रेटफुल हूँ, और मेरा प्यार जो गेम के लिए है वो बरकरार है और रहेगा काफ़ी सालों तक।
घर पे बड़ी सीरीज खेलने की बात मैं पूछ रहा था।
हाँ, घर में सर ऑब्वियसली हम बहुत खुश हैं। कल हमने इंटरव्यू किया अपना BCCI TV पे, तो हमने यही बात करी कि हम लोग बहुत खुश है कि इंडिया में भी क्रिकेट रिज्यूम हो गया है, हर कंट्री में हो ही गया था, और अभी हमारी बारी है, तो लोग बहुत एक्साइटेड होंगे। ऑब्वियसली हमारे होम ब्रॉडकास्टर्स भी काफ़ी एक्साइटेड होंगे। टीम बहुत खुश है कि हम बबल लाइफ की हम बात कर रहे थे, इंडियन होटल्स में रहना, यहाँ पे बबल लाइफ, ऑनेस्टली हम लोग वैसे भी कहीं बाहर घूमते फिरते नहीं थे इंडिया में पहले, तो हमारे लिए इतना डिफरेंट नहीं है। वी आर वेरी वेल टेकन केयर ऑफ, हमारा बहुत अच्छे से ध्यान दिया जा रहा है यहाँ पे, सब फैसिलिटीज़ हमें अवेलेबल हैं। बहुत ही अच्छे से हमको बबल लाइफ में एक ईज़ दी है बोर्ड ने। तो वी आर वेरी एक्साइटेड, वेरी हैप्पी कि ये पूरी सीरीज़ हम खेलेंगे, और सब लोग बहुत खुश हैं, बहुत एक्साइटेड हैं।
Thank you, Captain, for your patience and time. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.